Okay, let me introduce you right now to another little prick so wild.
Hello, I'm Justin Words, doing an interview here with a local artist, a kid at large. Got a few questions for him. I'm gonna get to a little insight, how his brain works, maybe get some lyrical genius for y'all out there. First question I guess I'll ask you then is, let me see here. What do you think about people being truly honest about each other's music? Like, say I came to you with a track and you felt it was 100% whack. Would you be willing to tell me, or would you spare the feelings now, personal level, just another artist? I mean, would you be brutally honest? I mean, in the sense of if it was whack, to try to help them, in the sense like constructive criticism, or...
You know, I don't think I'd come at you like, dude, that shit sucks. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like, I'd be like, yo, I'm really not digging that. You know, being a musician my entire life, I just have an ear for the music. You know,
Gotcha.
so if something doesn't sound right, I'm like, that doesn't sound good.
Gotcha.
You know,
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna be in your face like, I hate that. Or
Well, what about the people that can't take criticism? Well, like you give them some constructive stuff to work with, and they're like, "Ah, fuck you, you're hating." I mean,
I think you got to be able to take criticism. You know, like if you can't take the criticism, you know what's gonna happen when you put a track out and everybody's like, this shit's awful.
yeah.
You know,
You're not built for the genre specifically. If you can't take feedback at all, good, bad.
Exactly.
It comes with the territory.
You gotta be willing to give. You know, if you're gonna put something out, you gotta be willing to hear what people are gonna say about it. You know, because that's how you get better. You know?
Exactly. The next question I gotta ask you is, how would you define hip hop?
I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one, man. I mean, hip hop these days to me, a lot of times with a lot of artists, it's just the same old shit. You know, and you hear it. You know, there's no diversity anymore. You know, if you look back into the roots of hip hop, it was music. You know,
Yes,
it was,
indeed.
you know, the lyrics were so defined to each person's life or experience that made individual artists. And you know, the production of the methods. You know, you had Dr. Dre and shit really revolutionizing stuff with that that West Coast sound and things like that. And then you had Diddy over in the East Coast revolution and that sound, and those two sounds were so significantly different that it was the same. And now it's like you hear something, and in my opinion, it's all
Been
very
done or rehashed.
It just sounds like it's the same shit. You know? So
I feel you.
it's one of those things that it really. I try to find things just in myself. I know, for instance, that ways to define myself as an artist, and whether it's my lyrics or the beat selection that I'm picking, to really make it stand out. You know, I don't want to sound like anybody else, but sometimes you have to kind of sound similar to keep people interested still, you know?
So, with that, how would you describe your sound, like you as an artist? Well, if you could pick 3 words to describe your music, what would you choose?
It's definitely different. Definitely different for sure. I'm a little bit more eclectic than most.
Okay.
And there's a different vibe to it, I guess you could say. Like, I like to make people shake their ass and shit,
No doubt,
but at the
no
same
doubt.
time, I'm not one to spit about things I'm not living or things I haven't lived. Everything that I write is 100% based on my life. And, I'm a poor kid from the burbs, and I take care of myself, and I don't have a lot. So.
No doubt. I guess the next question would be like, there's people that classify themselves as MCs, there's people that classify themselves as recording artists, rapper. Would you differentiate the two? If so, what would define MC and what would define rapper?
I think you can differentiate the two. I do a lot of work as an MC, writing my own hip hop music, but I also do a lot of R&B stuff. That's a completely different game. Recording singing and vocals is a lot different than recording writing rhymes.
This is true.
And so a lot of times, I have people coming in where they'll be like, hey, we want you to sing on this track. We want you to rap. We want you to sing on it.
Gotcha.
And there's other people who want me to spit on it. So it's 2 different mindsets. I definitely think you can.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just differentiate the 2, I guess.
Gotcha. You have a favorite local artist besides yourself? Like the scene specifically? Anybody that really stands out to you?
I really like my dude, Serious G.
Okay.
Serious G Marino. He's, I got his mixtape at a show. I wasn't expecting, his style at all when I got it. Talking to him, hanging out, he was real cool. And I definitely was really shocked when I
I've heard of him. I've heard his tracks, actually. Pretty decent.
Yeah, he's real solid. I like my dude Absurd a lot, too.
Yeah.
He's got that fucking buck wild style. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to say whatever I want. And it's pretty ill because I write a lot like that, too. So it's cool.
It's kind of cool not to have the whole filter thing in music, I guess,
Yeah.
in a sense, you know.
Yeah.
How do you feel about, I'm gonna say this, conscious style rap? Like you look at like Joe Budden in a sense, like, you know, that it might be real or have substance, but unconscious in the sense that they're spitting about how they feel about life. Like, do you think that's a good route? Like, do you think people should do that more often?
You got to have the life to write about. You know,
This
I mean,
is true.
that's really what it comes down to with that type of thing. I mean, you know, with that style of music, you really got to make sure that you have enough experience in life and enough story to tell that people are gonna be like, damn, that's cool. Or, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, if it's all the same song, well, it just gets worn out.
Well, then to elaborate on that, you feel like artists, not even necessarily that they don't tell the truth. You feel like some of them, maybe industry, even local, like they spin it a little bit so they have more to talk about. Like they speak on stuff that isn't really relevant to them in a sense.
I think they do.
You
I
do?
mean, I would assume so. I mean, you know, I think there's a lot of people out there that don't experience as much as we think they experience.
I got you.
You know, sometimes I understand. You know, you gotta elaborate a little bit and kind of over glamorize, I guess. I mean, I've never been one for that at all.
Yeah, neither have I.
It's just not my style, but you know.
Now I'm going to ask you this because I seen it on your Facebook. Now it's not even relative to you in a sense, but do you believe that artists can hate recording? And if so, what would be like the reason? What would be the reason for hating recording? You know,
I fucking hate recording. I don't know. Like, I'm a vibe person. I got like mad at OCD, and if
Gotcha.
I'm not in the right environment,
perfectionist
yeah,
type of thing.
Yeah, you know, and
Okay.
especially because like I've been in situations where I've been recording with people, and they're so narrow-minded to my style because
Gotcha.
I'm really kind of out there at times that it makes it difficult. You know, you don't want to fucking be in there recording and wondering what these bastards are saying on the outside
Gotcha.
behind your back.
Gotcha.
You know, like,
Gotcha.
oh, this motherfucker, this shit sucks. You know,
Yeah,
it's like,
I gotcha.
and on top of that, I gotta be comfortable in that. If I'm not
I feel
comfortable.
it. No, I totally understand it.
I can't even read that fast, you know. So
No, I got you. Where do you see yourself as an artist in 2 years?
I don't know.
Do you have any type of plan, any type of masterminded scheme at all?
I wish I could say that I did because that's usually what I'm about. You know, I really like to have a layout and an idea, a map of where I'm going. And
Gotcha.
with this hip hop thing, I had some shit happen with a buddy of mine that was pushing me for years to do it. I just never did.
Okay.
I started doing, do ciphers and freestyle
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
things like that, and just would be like, I'm not going to put anything out. And I've only really been putting shit out now officially for the past year and a half.
Gotcha.
So it's been one hell of a ride. I never would have expected to have the attention that's been coming about, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah,
but
no doubt.
I'm not going to hold my breath and say, I want to be a superstar or shit. 'Cause it's not.
I think that's more so like
Yeah,
if it happens to be that.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not like something you can necessarily push for because let's face it, like label A&Rs, just labels in general, like they have a narrow-minded scheme on what they want.
exactly.
You look at people like tech, like sometimes if you have it, you have to build it from the ground up, in a sense.
Right. Now, granted, with all the attention that I've been getting over the past year, it's not that makes me want to go harder.
Yes.
It makes me want to keep making music.
Gotcha.
I always tell people, until people tell me to stop making it, I'm going to keep making it.
No doubt, I feel
Because,
that.
just
I feel
over
that.
this past year, I don't think I've ever had much acclaim to my music as a whole. And it's just really blown up. So it's cool to see people supporting and
Gotcha.
out there and digging my style.
Gotcha. I guess my next question would be: do you have any personal favorite tracks that you've done of yourself? Like,
Yeah, you know what? My song "Get It Going," that was the first one that ever put me on the map.
okay,
It was real straight. I shouldn't say that. The first song that ever put me on the map is one of my favorites. It was a track I did with these guys. My dude Brian Figgy, he's one of my executive producers, and then also the co-founder of Black Clover Music Group.
Okay.
Rod Jefferson goes by Jeff Cheeks. We did a song called "On Ready." And
Gotcha.
that shit was badass. And that was kind of the first thing. I actually freestyled my whole verse in that song.
Really?
Piss drunk one day.
Okay.
We met up at the bar. He was spitting out, and we started fucking freestyling right there in front of everybody. And that night, we were all fucked up. He's like, "You
Yeah.
gotta come back and record now." And I went back and laid the track down on an entire freestyle on that verse, and that kind of set the tone. I was like, okay, maybe I can do something.
no doubt.
And then I put out "Get It Going"
That's
as
what's
my
up.
own
That's
first
what's
solo
up. I
track,
can
and I really
respect
like that. And now I really like that my song, like "That Kind of Girl." It's more the route I'm going. I'm really trying to incorporate more music and vocals into my music rather than just beats
playing
and
over
spit.
bars and spinning stuff.
Right.
Gotcha. Do you have any announcements or future projects you'd want to mention? Albums, mixtapes, anything secret?
Oh man, I don't like to share secrets.
I mean, that's all right.
I actually got a couple tour dates I'm looking to do back in the Detroit, Toledo,
Okay.
Ohio area, which is kind of cool because I'll get to branch out a little bit. I've got some people in Arizona really interested in my music right now, so
Okay.
I'm hoping to kind of get out that way.
No doubt, no doubt.
And I'm also looking to build, my own small production group. I'm working with a couple people.
Okay.
My dude's in Black Clover Music Group.
Gotcha.
We got a new project coming out. It's gonna be awesome. I got a couple other artists. The Smoke 'em group. Smoke 'em Records put me on originally as far as performing went. They
Gotcha.
were the first people that really started getting me going on my
Gotcha,
shows.
gotcha.
So I'm looking forward to doing more shows for
No
them,
doubt.
and I can just say straight up from that, in the year that I've been working with them, I don't even think it's been a year yet. The growth, I remember the first show I did with them, there's 20, 30 people there. And now we're packing out, the bars
Yeah.
and shit that we're at.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people there blowing up. Everybody loves them. I know they're getting mad to claim out in the Aurora area
Yeah,
where they're from. People are going out and they're like, "Oh, we know Smoke 'em."
Yes, yes, I've
I'm
seen
from
that.
towards the city, so it's tough for me to have that. But I'm really looking forward to see the growth with them as well.
No doubt, no doubt. And I guess before we wrap this up, is there any shout outs or any mentions you want to give?
Yeah, well, I want to thank you, man, for having me here.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it.
No doubt.
My guys in Smoke 'em, again, I told Smoke, I was actually talking to him today, I wanted to mention him, White Smoke and Smoke 'em Records, dude, you guys are awesome. Thanks for putting me on, getting me in the limelight. I really appreciate it. I always want to mention my guys in Black Clover Music Group. If it wasn't for them, that was the first real hip-hop track I put out. Brian, our producer over there, is awesome. I mean, the guy's only been producing himself outside of spitting for a fucking year or so now, and he's really killing it. My dude Jeff Cheeks, he's the one that made sure I got on that track that night, which is cool. And then, believe it or not, the first production company that kind of found me is a group called RNG Productions.
Okay.
And they're awesome. Through them, I met my engineer, my studio, I should say, Apotheca Studios, Joe Tiberi. The guy's awesome. If everybody ever needs his name, just look up or Facebook or Google, whatever. Apotheca Studios. The guy's a mastermind. I do all my mixing, mastering, and recording there. Nice, comfortable vibe setting.
No doubt,
I don't
no
mind
doubt.
being there. But no, the things that he's done with my music is just incredible. So I say mad love to him as well.
You have a show coming up, don't you?
I do.
January?
I do, January 25th. It's actually my birthday party.
Oh,
so
nice.
Everybody's welcome. It's going to be at Maple Avenue Pub in Lisle, Illinois. Come check it out. If you want to hear my music before, Google A Kid at Large. I think I'm the first thing that pops up. My songs are literally it says A Kid at Large songs. Just click on that. My friend Words here, Jay Words, is going to be performing.
Yep,
The
solo.
whole Smoke 'em crew is going to be up there. Audi, my cousin from Ohio is coming in. Jungle Gang, they're going to be there. Fallen Angels down from Rockford is going to be there. Maudi's going to be there. I'm trying to think if I forgot anybody.
Delivered.
Delivered's going to be
I think
there.
there's a couple. Provoked.
Provoked is going to be there. My guys from Provoked, the Aurora Naperville area, they're badass. They're fucking cool as shit. Anybody else?
Nothing I can remember off the top. Not that they're not important. or
Right.
anything, I just,
I don't have the list in front of me, and I'm horrible with the whole Facebook thing. So I go to update
Yes.
people and I forget and shit.
No doubt.
Oh, my dude Sirius. Sirius is going to be
Yep.
there, and I think maybe two of his buddies might be tagging along and performing as well. So
No doubt.
we're gonna have a good lineup. The bar's cool, cheap drinks.
All right. Well, once again, this is Just Some Words interviewing A Kid at Large. That's it. So thank you,
Word.
man.
Thanks,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
no doubt.
Everybody listen up, everybody put your front. Who are you to judge it and like we the ones putting up a fuss? Everybody feels the same, everyone regrets the same. Question is to hold it or just let it go and play the game. Everybody listen up, everybody put your front. Who are you to judge it and like we the ones putting up a fuss? Everybody feels the same, everyone regrets the same. Question is to hold it or just let it go and play the game. King, I'm motherfucking D and another D, you're getting me. Ever ill, always clean, cool, collected, gifted G. Been to hell and back, ain't no questions about that. From the drama to the drugs to the death, I witnessed, man. I can't lie, I won't deny. Shock